The biggest mistake I made in my business was not hiring a professional to help me with my money. Not just my taxes, but the actual plan I had for my business. I was completely lost on how to handle taxes, what to do with profit, and how to maintain my income. I had to find a better way. That's when I found Core Financial. Core Financial is a team of tax professionals that actually care about building real relationships with their clients. They run my books, keep me up to date with my finances, and make sure I'm taking full advantage of all of my tax benefits. Are you struggling with your finances? Look no further. Core Financial is a brand that is nationwide that can help you with your business. Both Nick and I are huge fans of Core, and they can help you too. Check out howtofilmweddings.com/core to schedule a consultation today. Core Financial, real relationships, no surprises. Hello and welcome to How to Film Weddings. My name is John Bunn, and today I'm joined by my bearded best-to-good buddy, Mr. Nick Miller. Nick, happy holidays to you. How are you? It's been a minute.
It has been. So whenever we went to Adventure Workshop in October, we knocked out, 4 or 5 different episodes. So give us a little bit of a break. And so we haven't recorded like this in a few weeks. And so it's good to see you. It's good to catch up with you, even though, we do talk like every single day, but,
Sure.
not like this, where we're recording ourselves and with microphones and stuff, but I'm doing good. John, I had a birthday.
You did?
I did, and I turned a year older. I'm getting older.
You're 39. now.
I am.
And I'd like to point out I'm 36, so Nick is the older one, just if you were wondering. Because that's important to me, that you're always going to be older.
I am always going to be older, though I wonder how much years of my life I would trim off if I shaved off my face.
You shaved off your face, you'd be dead. I wonder if you mean your beard, but I don't know.
I mean, I don't want to do that, and I don't think I'm going to do that, but...
I think I had a birthday since last time we recorded. I mean, I recorded an episode, last week's episode.
That is
after
true.
Losing my dad, and did that by myself, did that episode, but I don't think I've recorded anything since my birthday either, which is the end of October. And I think I'm still younger than whenever we actually met. Like, I'm younger than you were. Just saying, I'm still younger than that. Just throwing it out there. I don't know. I don't know. I think you were 36 when I met you. So now... And this matters. It matters a lot for How to Film Weddings. No, it doesn't. But I'm good. You're good. I do have to point out, too, I'm in a new location. This is, I've moved out of my office at my, I had an office lease. I bought a new home, which is great. And I have a studio here. There's still a lot of things I need to change to it. Mainly the color of my walls behind me. So if you're watching online and you're like, you don't
John
look
is
as good.
very...
I know.
John is very self-conscious about the walls that are behind him right now.
Well,
he doesn't.
They're not my style. We're still updating things. This is a great new home for us, but there's a lot of things to upgrade. So.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. You buy a new home, and how long does it take you to make it yours, right? I mean, you own it, but it's not your home, and so. Yeah. But John's set is going to look. Very nice.
I got a lot of space in here in this second master bedroom of my home, which I'm turning into an office. And
did you just say second master bedroom in your house?
I do have 2 master bedrooms in my home, yes. But I bought this house because of this room. There's a ton of space in here.
Only because of that room, nothing else.
Well, and my wife loved it, and I loved it. It was kind of perfect for us. But, yes, living the good life, have 2 master bedrooms. But this new setup, I'm wearing, my house shoes right now, which is also kind of crazy. I feel like Nick, because he just can walk down to
John
his
would make
basement.
fun of me a lot because we'd be recording, and I'd stand up to go do something, and he could see that I was wearing my pajama pants or my pajama shorts or, something. And on top, I look fine. And he's like, man,
Debatable.
dude, what is that? Because he would have to go to an office that other people actually worked at. Where me, I'm just staying at home, and it's just my wife and kids that see me. So you'll get to experience that. John is not wearing pants right now.
I am wearing pants. I'm wearing jeans for the first time in a week, which is great. But so Nick, it is, I guess people might want to, hear what we want to talk about.
We're just having
today.
a good time catching
But it's
up.
been a
and if
minute.
they
We
don't,
had to catch up. If you can't
if they
catch
don't,
up, you know, like
if they don't
turn
like
the
that,
channel.
then go somewhere else. But don't tell us
Screw
that
you
you went
guys, I'm
somewhere
going
else.
home. Yeah, no. But if you didn't know, if you're listening to this, inside of our Facebook group last week, I was writing up some new template emails for the holiday season, and was really thinking about like holiday specials and different things, and wanted to do an episode about like the holiday season and how we can get our couples ready for the holiday season throughout the year, some promotion ideas, things like that, and kind of walk through what we do with the holiday season. And just so you know, if you're listening right now as we're dropping this episode, if you're listening like in 2022 or something, maybe this isn't still the case, but I just posted in our Facebook group a link to the 5 emails I just made, the template emails, or if you just head over to howtofilmweddings.com/store. Those email templates, the 5 emails that I use that we're going to kind of talk about a little bit, are free right now over there at howtofilmweddings.com/store. All right. So, Nick, the holidays are coming. They're close. We're a few weeks out from Christmas, the New Year. No matter what holiday you celebrate, people are in a mode of needing to purchase gifts. The year's coming to an end. A lot of things, the year has been a happy, fulfilling year, and you've had all these great weddings. But this year's a little different, a little dumpster fire different, but you probably have filmed some weddings, and if you have, there's lots of ways to stay in front of and in touch with your couples to then offer them things that they may not have been able to afford or not been ready for whenever you book them for your wedding. Because it's so much more expensive to go out and get new clients, we really, buckle down and try our best to serve our current clients the best possible over time. And so, like, as you're building these relationships with your couples over the year, they might not buy the raw footage. They might not want a ceremony edit. They may not want a FOMO edit or whatever until you start maybe bringing that back up a little bit later. So that's kind of what we want to talk about. Nick, what did I leave out? Do you do anything for the holidays? Or are you, like, I know that I've been kind of bad at this, and this year I'm much better, but what do you want to add?
So one of the reasons that we're talking about this first off is I know that 2020 has been difficult for consistent income in our industry, in so many industries. But now we're getting to that season of the year where, unless that you live somewhere where weddings are completely open, something like that, or somewhere totally warm, most people are now going into traditional, it's winter time. So from end of November through, March, typically in most places in the United States anyways, we're kind of going a lull on weddings unless you live in one of those places. And so money is typically down during this time of year because I know for the longest time I would do what so many people have done when it comes to getting deposits and retainers and stuff. I was like, hey, I'll take my 15, 25, 50% when you book, and then the other half 30 days before. But, if they book me in June, and then their wedding's in June, okay, June is typically months where I'm making a lot of money, but I'm not in, those other months. So I know John has shared how he typically spreads out payments and looks at his financial calendar and says, I'm not getting any money in December. I will make a payment from this couple in December. So that's something that you can do. It might not be good for right now, obviously, because it's December as we're recording this, but for the future, that's something you can consider. But as we talk about, not much money coming in, what are some things that you can do? In the past, I have, sold hard drives, and I think in one email, I sent it to like 20 of my couples, and I sold 5 of them, and I made an extra $2,000, around $2,000 in just one little thing. Is your dog in there? Is that Boston?
Boston, come here. Come here, boy.
Yeah.
My wife is in the garage. This is so weird, guys. I haven't had a home office in so freaking long. Like, before I hit record, I was like, Daisy, that's my 3-year-old. I'm like, you cannot come into Daddy's office until he opens the door, okay? And so I brought my dog in here so he wouldn't be a pain. And there he is barking. I'm sorry. But I'm okay.
It's okay.
Maybe
okay.
he'll make an appearance soon.
My long ramble to say, I think one time I offered hard drives. I sold about $2,000 worth. I sent it to about 20 couples at that time. And since then, I don't know. It's something that I'm like, oh, I think I should do that. But it's kind of like, maybe we want to do a Black Friday sale and we think about it on Thanksgiving Day. Like, oh, well, I probably should have done something. And so it's kind of always sneaks up on me and I'm not like preparing for it. And so, one of the things that we wanted to talk about in doing these kind of sales around the holiday, and maybe you're in a similar situation that I'm in, where you're like, oh, it's already December 10th and I want to do a holiday sale, but it's not too late, but it kind of is because you haven't warmed up your people and that kind of stuff. So, maybe take note and dog ear this episode, say this episode, and just be thinking about it as you're going through 2021. And whenever you get to, October, November of 21, a lot of this information I think will be very helpful for you. So that first thing
I think it's helpful now.
Well, it is helpful now. It is helpful now. But if you feel that, oh, I'm not ready to do that or prepped to do that.
Yeah.
Keep in mind for next year. But that first thing we want to talk about is warm up your couples and let them know that you're still around and you could be selling something. So why don't you talk about that?
Yeah. So what I do with our couples, it kind of goes hand in hand with some data that I keep of theirs just to make sure, like I have a spreadsheet that basically says 2020/2021 shoots. And I just kind of have all the information of every wedding kind of in chronological order, their name, their wedding date, that kind of stuff. And then at the very end, there's a column that says raw footage or FOMO edit or ceremony edit. And if they book or buy that throughout the year, I'll put an X in that spreadsheet. So like today I can go back and look and say, oh, Jimmy and Susie bought a hard drive, but they didn't get a ceremony or toast edits or whatever. They didn't do a FOMO edit. They didn't. And so I can customize certain messages to them specifically. But before getting to that, like I can't just usually send a message saying, hey, do you want to buy this? They're not ready to buy it. And so throughout the year, I'm staying in touch with them. I'm keeping them as a warm lead. And I'm not even talking about this year's couples. I'm talking about last year's couples and just keeping tabs. But I'm prepping them throughout the year that, hey, during the holidays, we usually run a special on hard drives, so you might, whatever. Or, hey, the holiday time is a really great time to get gifts for your parents, so maybe a video playbook. And so, like, I'm just prepping them throughout the year. And so while I'm doing that, I'm compiling all of my data to see what couples have purchased with what items. A simple spreadsheet can help if you have everything organized, you can just see it, and it makes it really easy to not send emails to certain people that have already bought things or things like that. So, and then also just making note that you can go back more than this year. So I kind of have all the years past where I can kind of see all at a glance, and I don't know how to explain how helpful that is, but being able to see, oh, well, Maria and Bennett from 2017 did not ever buy a hard drive. They still haven't bought a hard drive, so I'm going to put them on the list, my template email that's going out saying there's a hard drive sale, and adding them to that list and warming them up to that. And so for me, somewhere around 6 to 8 weeks out from the holidays is the best time to start prepping this. And I know that it's 3 weeks out from the holidays right now. I don't think it's too late for you. I think if you put some of these into some of these principles into action before the end of this week of the recording of this episode, you can most likely get a few sales and get a few people to purchase things. I do think it would be, it is something you need to think about.
I wasn't trying to say that it's too late. It's obviously not too late. It's just I know that
it would have been better. Yeah,
it would have been better, or you think mentally it's too late, and maybe you don't want to mess with it this year. There's so much, whatever. That's the only thing. Or I know some friends that had 20 weddings on the books this year, and they shot 2 because of all the COVID stuff. So they're like, well, I don't know what to do. So. Anyways, that's all I was trying to say.
Agreed. And so 6 to 8 weeks out is ideal. I think that if you sent out an email today to your entire list of brides and grooms that you've had from the past few years, and again, grab those free template emails that I have at facebook.howtofilmweddings.com or at howtofilmweddings.com/store. And grab those, and you can just copy and paste and they're just template emails that make it really easy for you to send out to your couples. Yes, Nick.
You guys, did you know if you're using HoneyBook, now other CRMs might do this, but with HoneyBook, you can actually send batch emails. So what you can do is you can go in there and then you can just select batch email, and then you can pick the people that you want to receive it. So if you have like a list of all of your brides, from the past, all of the weddings that you've shot, you can batch email them one email and it will send them to all. It'll blind carbon copy. So you're not like spamming a whole bunch of people. You can send them an email and let them know what you're doing. So another plug for a great CRM, a service that they can do is you can do batch emails like that. So
and that's so helpful. I mean, you have a free email template. You kind of fix it to you, and we'll go over some stuff in a minute after our break about like what kinds of things you can put on sale or what kinds of specials you can do, things like that. But you start making these emails go out 6-7 weeks out from the holidays. You can start with just a, hey, how's it going? Happy holidays. Everything's happy, coming. If you have any questions, like remember me, remember that we have all these beautiful memories that we've captured. These are great gifts for your spouse, for your grandparents, for your parents, and start like warming them up to the idea. And then the next thing that I do typically is I will try to create some type of graphic or web page for them to promote the holiday specials, where I have just kind of the information, and it doesn't have to be like, Christmas trees and whatever. It can be just a photo or a video or something, a screen grab from one of your weddings that say like holiday specials, click here, like something. So when you email them, it's a graphic and they can click it and it takes them to this thing that feels like it's something everybody does. It's something that, they always do a sale. It's an official thing. It's not just like a random black and white email that just says, hey, do you want to give us some extra money at the holidays? It feels like an event, and that I can't stress enough how much that will add to your sales if you have a nice graphic or a nice link, a web link, a PDF that you can send them, something that makes it just easy for them to kind of visualize and start to see what all it is that you're offering. And that might be all the different kinds of things, but by them seeing that doesn't mean they're going to just buy it right then, but that just gets their brain kind of like, oh, okay, I might want to do that. And so leading up to your sale, you might have a couple of more emails leading up to it, or text messages that go out, or different things like that to get them warmed up, because they kind of need to hear about it a few times before they're willing to buy. And they have to kind of process like, oh, well, if I'm going to spend $500 on some raw footage or whatever, or $200, I need to like mentally prepare for that. And so creating those graphics, those web pages, that will help you a ton. And then Nick, we kind of talked about this, but setting up the email templates to automatically go out. I think
that this is such a smart thing, and I can't believe I've never thought of it, right? But in HoneyBook, you can set up workflows. And one of the things that you can do is you can set it up before the event, after the event, specific emails go out. That's how we have our automated sequence where they book with us and then we put them into the system. 6 months out, they get this email. 3 months out, they get this email, all that sort of stuff. And so putting something in there that on October 1st, they get this email. November 1st, they get this email, and just remind them, of these things that are coming up. And how workflows go, you can actually add them in after their wedding. So you're not adding them into it so that, let's say they get married on November 1st, you're not sending them an email on October 1st, right? So you can add them after the wedding so that they can continue to do that. But you can leave them in there. Like you can continue to email couples on their anniversary for years, something like that, as long as you keep them in the HoneyBook system. So I think that is a brilliant move, just to go ahead and make something that will send them out to your website to check that out. I was going to say, you're talking about graphics. I think that also, since so many of us have the ability to do video production, to especially something like the Playbook, which I think it's cool, but to like see pictures of, but you don't really understand and know what it is unless you can like see it in like real time in real life. So I think that something like the Playbook, if you want to offer that, like actually filming a quick video, 30 seconds, opening it, showing what it is, talking about it, and then having that on that page. If you offer hard drive, then maybe you're discussing what it is, just something more to elevate that, to take it to the next level so people know and understand exactly the thing that you're talking about. I think that all of that could really lead to something. If you continue to build it, who knows what you could get from it, right?
Yeah, and again, like I have just like what you're saying that right before that with the automated emails, like you can set that up for not only holiday specials, but every year on their anniversary or every, whatever, Black Friday, different things like that. And I think so many of us just don't take these extra, I would say it's probably 2 hours of time of your life throughout the year to like build and get something ready and think this all through and get automated workflows, everything set up so that you can basically passively make income on certain things. Like, especially like with us, when we have photography, like we automatically send out a sale, during the holidays where it's like, click this button and you get 50% off any prints. And it's just like, it does it all for them. With video, obviously we don't have it. It's not as good for us, but setting those automatic things up and then building attractive graphics or videos or different things like that, so you can post them on your social media, so you can put them in your stories on Instagram, so you can, people need to see these things multiple times. And when you're thinking about it, like for me, and we'll get into this after the break, but like I charge $1,000 for raw footage. So if I'm running a 25% off sale, I'm still making $750 to drag and drop footage onto a hard drive or to a Dropbox link. And if you get like 6 or 7 people, throughout the year of your last 2 or 3 years of couples, if 6 or 7 of them buy something, well, $750 times 6 is like $4,500. Like that's the extra that I need in December to kind of make the ends meet to get us through. And so these kinds of things can really add up as long as you stay consistent. So Nick, I think it's time to go to break. After we get back from the break, we're going to talk about ways we set up our sales, the different kinds of things we offer. So we're going to do that right after this break.
What would you take on if you had an extra set of hands? What would you do with your free time if you didn't have to edit? So many of us get bogged down in the post-production hustle that we never seem time to focus on our business. John and I both felt that way. Until we found Wedditor. Wedditor is a post-production team of top wedding film editors and project managers that give your films and brand the extra eyes, ears, and hands that they need. Not only is Wedditor delivering films we love to our couples faster, but we can invest ourselves fully in other areas of our business knowing that Wedditor has our back. Be the first to know how your second shooters are doing, how those new LUTs work with your footage, and relax knowing your couples are getting the full attention they deserve on every single project. So what could you do with an extra hand? Head over to howtofilmweddings.com/Wedditor, whether you're ready to start now or preparing for next season. Be sure to use promo code HTFW for $50 off your first project. If you're interested in this service, make sure you head over to howtofilmweddings.com/Wedditor soon. Fall 2020 spots are lined up and filling up fast. Wedditor, more than freelance, more than outsourcing.
Finding the perfect song for your wedding film can be so frustrating. We spend countless hours searching for the perfect song. When it comes to licensing music, Nick and I both love MusicBed. Not only do they have the best music, but their website makes it so easy to find the perfect song and to find it fast. We have both been using the MusicBed's wedding subscription for years and cannot recommend it enough. Not only are they adding new music from incredible musicians like Chapters, The Light, The Heat, and Tony Anderson all the time, they've made it incredibly easy to search their library for mood, genre, instrumentation, and even key. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to howtofilmweddings.com/musicbed and use promo code HTFW for a free month of a MusicBed wedding subscription. howtofilmweddings.com/musicbed. And we are back from break, and we're going to start this segment with our question of the day presented by Wedditor. More than freelance, more than outsourcing. Nick, I have to say really quickly about Wedditor, I just got an edit back. Ryan Coda did the audio. The couple freaking loved it. It was so good. The color was good. Everything was great. The couple loved it. I love it. I love Wedditor. Okay, enough about Wedditor. Now about the question of the day. Nick, what types of sales or promotions should you do?
There are really so many things that you can do. All you need to do is just kind of sit down and brainstorm and think about it. Like, what is something that I offer that my clients could use, that my clients could benefit from? Okay. The easiest thing, the absolute easiest thing, and I think all of us know this, is going to be raw footage. Why is that so easy? Well, it's literally dragging and dropping onto a hard drive, onto a Dropbox link or a Google Drive link, something like that, and sending it to your couples. Now, you do need to be aware of this if you're not, depending on your state and how things work. If you're selling raw footage and you're giving a physical hard drive with them, you might need to be charging sales tax. Okay, so talk with your tax professional to figure out the exact rules in your state. If you're selling $500 and you're putting it on a hard drive, then you might still owe Uncle Sam $50 of that or something like that. So just be mindful of that ahead of time going in. So hard drives are going to be the easiest just because there's really no work. It's just a time of transferring from one thing to another thing, however long that's going to take. I think that with raw footage and hard drives and that stuff, there's going to need to be some sort of education that goes along with it. Just communicating what it is used for, that sort of thing. Because I think that so many people in the world, like, they might not know what it is, or they might not understand it, or they might not know why it's important, or, that sort of thing. So I would recommend, doing some sort of education with that sort of stuff. What do you do about that? With just the educating about the hard drives? Do you send them and say, this is what it is? Do you have them, sign some kind of release saying this is what you can use it for, this is what you can't use it for? How do you go about that?
Yeah. So first of all, I usually don't include like the high quality audio, so they can't go and edit something as good as me, like the lapel microphone audio and stuff like that. That's just something that I don't include most of the time. I don't make them sign anything. I organize it, make it really easy for them, make sure that they can just open it up, watch clips. On the side of like the marketing of it, like taking it and telling them what it is, I actually, in those free email templates, kind of say something basically like, with a click, you can see every single clip from the entire day, the ceremony, the speeches, the toasts. And then I say it's impossible to include everything in the wedding day or the wedding film. We want you to have these memories. And then depending on what you do, I had an email template in there that's an email template for people that delete footage and people that don't delete footage. But if you're going to delete their footage, you can, say, hey, we can't keep this forever. We're about to clean our hard drives out, buy it now or never. I don't necessarily recommend this. I always try to keep the footage, but, and then I have an email for people that doesn't say anything about deleting the footage, but, creating some kind of urgency around it. Like, this is really important for you to have. I can't always back this up, even though I try to always back it up or keep it backed up. I think that after about 8 or 9 years, I've only deleted a couple of weddings that I knew that they already bought the hard drives and stuff. So that's what I do with my hard drives. Other things, Nick, that we do, sales and promotions, these take a little bit more work, but they're very much worth it. Extra edits, like longer films. If they only bought an 8-minute film, if they want to upgrade that to a 10 or 12-minute film, I can open up their project, edit together something. It's going to take me 8 hours or something to do that. And so they're usually $1,000 or more to do that. The main one that I sell, obviously, are hard drives with raw footage. But if people want, longer films, ceremony and toast edits, and then my favorite, like a FOMO edit, like a fear of missing out edit, this is a great one to kind of try to sell. I sell these for $2,500, and I market it as it's everything from the entire wedding day, synchronized, in order, tidied up, no bad footage. It's all like cleaned up. just a full documentary of every single clip of the wedding day, including the ceremony, including the toast, the first dances, everything. So that way you're missing nothing that we took. You know, like if we took the footage, we've organized it for you so you can just push play and watch it all at once. It replaces buying a hard drive, which is for me $1,000. It replaces a ceremony edit, which is $1,000, and it gives you all of that where you have it all in one spot, and it's edited together. You know, you get your speeches, all that kind of stuff. So that is another one we do. And then the last thing that I have really started to try to push and add into what we do is our playbooks, the video playbooks where we can upload. These are great gifts for parents of the bride and groom and grandparents. They're usually like $75 or so. I think that's how much I pay, somewhere in there to get the books. Maybe, is it less than that? I can't remember.
No, they're like, depending on the type of wrap, like from Photo Flash Drive, depending on the type of wrap you do, I think they're 100 to 130 or something like that. Okay. So
depending on what I do there, and then I usually sell them for like $350 or something like that. And I can bring that price down, and it's pretty easy to drag and drop and make $100 off of something like that. And so little things like that add up. There's a million different options. Are there anything else that you add or would add to that, or is that?
No. I think that the playbook is the one thing that, whenever we got those from Photo Flash Drive, Jen, my wife, was like, this is the kind of thing that I feel has been missing from our business since we started, was something tangible that looks good, that feels good, that is really nice. And so something like those playbooks, and that's something, like kind of how we have our packages structured and stuff. I actually have a lot of couples, and I'm getting paid well for it, right, that are getting their film and their ceremony and their toasts and we call them keepsake edits, which is like the FOMO edits, like they're buying all of that up front. And so I'm like, man, I'm missing out on so many of these people that have already purchased stuff. I was happy then, but how can I, sell to them again? And those playbooks are a great way, to do it. And, if they cost $100, you charge $350. Hey, my holiday sale, you can get them for $250, there you go. And maybe you do a deal. One is $250, and then everyone after that is $150. Whatever you want to do, order a few in bulk, send them out. You can customize them, put the couple's name on it, kind of do whatever with them. And then those are great, for them to have, great for parents, grandparents, whoever. So, those playbooks are something I think that if a lot of people in our industry really bought into that, it's going to really elevate everything.
And you have to look at, the final thing before moving on from this, there are a million different things that you can put on sale or give a better rate for, or just remind people of, but the point is to be looking at you and your business and say, okay, what can I afford my time? Like if you can't afford to edit, if you're backlogged, this isn't a good thing to add all these edits. But playbooks and hard drives or thumb drives, like flash drives, those kinds of things, like just with a little bit of effort, you can probably make some good money off of doing that. And so just think about you and your business, what you can do, what kinds of things. And then, Nick, I think a lot of people don't actually figure out how to set up these kinds of sales. So I would love to kind of just talk about what I do and some of the bullet points that I'm thinking about when setting up a sale. So the first thing I'm thinking about is setting a time frame. I'm going to tell the couples or in the email, hey, this sale is going from this to this date. It ends on this date. It gives them the urgency side of things where it's like, I either need to paint or get off the ladder. I want to buy this. If it's just always for sale, that just kind of, there's no pressure on them. So if you say, hey, this is a sale, it's the biggest sale of the year. It's the only time I do a sale, and it goes until December the 5th or December 15th or whatever. So get in before then. I can't take orders after then. Or here's the time frame to get this so you can have it before Christmas or before the New Year or before Hanukkah or whatever it is that you're, that kind of thing. Setting the time frame is going to be huge for you. And then the next thing, you want to set either a percentage off or a specific, package that's only available at this time of the year. I'm not one that ever really offers discounts off of booking. But after they've already booked me, after they've already paid me my, my happy price to be there, to shoot their wedding, most of the time these couples have now spent upwards of $8 or $9 or $10 grand with me. So I'm like family at that point. Like I care about them. We've and so I'm offering specific percentages off because I know, oh, they really wanted that raw footage, but they just didn't buy it. And so, hey, instead, it's like the way I do it is like my raw footage, I put it 50% off for the holiday sale, and it's $1,000 for the raw footage. So I'm still making $500 off of somebody that's already paid me. And so usually a good chunk off or a really good deal to get them that incentive to book. And so, what else do you think about whenever you're setting up the sale?
The things that we were talking about, the stuff that is going to not add a ton of time and work to your plate already. So that's why we're really pushing stuff like the raw footage, like those playbooks, where it's really drag and drop kind of stuff. If you have an editor that is able to do that, and you're starting to offer these ceremony edits, and you can charge $1,000 for all these doc edits, and you pay someone $200 to edit them because they're really easy, and then you're profiting that $800, like that's a good move. But again, if you are super backed up and pick things that are not going to add a lot of time and energy to your plate. So that's why we're going to say stuff like the raw footage, like the playbooks. The biggest thing I think that we have learned in sales and stuff is to really put some sort of urgency on this. And so if you let them know, like, why does Black Friday work so well? It's because it's one day. Or, you have Black Friday through Cyber Monday. Like, it's one weekend, and these deals are only available for a certain amount of time. And so whenever you put hey, we're doing this holiday sale on hard drives, it is good from Thanksgiving until Christmas Day. And then it's gone. Like, then you're paying, if you put some kind of end date on it, and something that gives some sort of urgency to them that will make them, when it was something that they wanted, but it just kind of gives them that push to do it, to take that leap, to get that thing, then you need that. So you need to set the time frame on that. And I think another thing that I have learned that I see a lot of people struggling with is they announce Wednesday at 10 p.m. that they're having a sale on Thursday only. And then, it's like, okay, I'm letting people know 2 hours, and you're only pushing it to your Instagram, where only a fraction of the people that follow you are actually going to see it. You're not giving enough time to warm them up so that they can find those things and see it. So I think that's why you have a lot of, like, that's why movies, you think of it, movies, we're seeing previews for them 6 months before they're released. Well, back when movies were being released in theaters and that sort of thing. Those are good times, weren't they? But anyway, so you need to send those emails and let them know, hey, this is coming. Hey, the thing is available now. You can get it. Hey, just letting you know, this is not going to be available in one day. Hey, you have 5 hours to pick this thing up. Okay. I know that so many people, like some of you are on our email list whenever we sell our courses, and it's probably really annoying on that last day because we're sending out so many emails reminding you, but it's very purposeful. Okay. There's a reason that you're doing it so that you can get people to say, hey, here's this thing. I need to buy it. Like, if I'm on the fence, I need to get it. So you're bothering them. You keep tapping them on the shoulder, but you're really trying to get them to get the thing that you believe that you hold value to. So you are serving them while you're trying to sell them, right? You're saying, hey, this hard drive has value to you. I want you to have it, but giving it to you for free isn't. I shouldn't have to give it to you for free. So you're serving them while selling them. I kind of rambled a lot there.
You did, which is fine. I like the rambling version of Nick. But he says things like, we're annoying you. And I don't think we're annoying you. I think we're serving you, because I think that if you purchase our course, you're served. And there's a fine line, and you're right.
Yes.
But the thing is, you have to realize is, like, you're a busy person. I'm a busy person. Our couples are busy. There's so many advertisements going out. And in a 2021 world, you have to stay in front of people to get them to notice and pay attention to what you're doing. And people need to be touched at least 7 times by an advertisement on average before buying something. And so whether that's just an announcement of the sale and then the sale and whatever, but I'm going to practically walk you through real quickly like what it could look like for you for this year or for next year. But so 6 to 8 weeks out, if you had a template email just catching up with people saying, hey, a big sale is coming, get ready, it's been an awesome year, just kind of opening that door. You post that on social media, that kind of thing. You know, you're putting it on your Instagram stories, like announcing like a big announcement coming next week or something. Like you're building anticipation, like Nick was saying, like previews for a movie. You're building this anticipation, and then it's like, you know, you might show a little bit of what you're offering or whatever, but like you've announced that it's coming, and then you do like a, hey, here's what's going on. My sale starts on this day at this time. Be ready. And you've sent that out via email. You've sent that out into your Facebook and your Instagram. And so now you're warming up these people, and you've got a list of everybody that you've worked with this year and last year. And you know, okay, these people haven't purchased things. These people have purchased things or whatever. You can send a blanket email to everybody and just in the PS say, hey, if you've already bought a hard drive, disregard this email. But like you're warming them up, and then you're getting them ready for the sale. And then once the sale happens or starts, you let them know, hey, the sale is live. Click here. The first so many people that buy get this, like creating urgency, doing something to like make it feel exclusive, make it feel, you know, like a great deal. And then however long that sale lasts, you want to touch, you know, again, a couple of times during the sale, especially on the last day of the sale. Maybe an email in the morning and an email in the evening, or a couple of social media posts, or asking your couples that once they've purchased something or added something to make a post so you can share it to your stories. So you give some social proof that people are actually buying these things. And so there's this whole process that can get you through to getting you, you know, 10 or 20 new sales. And I've done hard drive sales or holiday sales where I've made $8,000 or $9,000 in December. Whenever December was the worst month of the year for me, it became one of the best months of the year, but it took some like getting ready and warming up my audience instead of saying, oh crap, like I need money today. You have to get out ahead of that. And we talk about that so much in our podcast and our course and our group about just kind of looking at your calendar at a glance for the whole year and saying, when can I do some of these sales? When should I set up these emails? And then getting them into your CRM, getting them to auto go out, setting these dates ahead of time, working on your business instead of in your business. And that's the kind of things that are going to add so much more value to you. So if you have an extra $5,000 this month, you're not nearly as stressed. I don't think so. And so that's the point of this. And Nick, I can't say it enough. Head over to howtofilmweddings.com/store. And there's free email templates for holiday sales. I had an alarm just go off. Man, I'm just so I'm so not like, it's just whatever, man. I'm in this new space. I love it. I love working here from my home, but it is weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
I've had an office since 2010. Yeah. That's 10 years, if you didn't know. So.
Oh, is that how math works?
It is.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anything else you want to add to this, Nick, before we sign off for the day?
Again, I think that the one thing, you know, we as video have played second fiddle to photographers for so long. And I think that one of the reasons where I remember getting so frustrated was that photographers were able to sell stuff later. They could sell more. They could do albums. They could do prints. They could do all these things. And I remember thinking, man, we just can't do that. Well, we've just spent a whole episode talking about things that you can upsell after the fact. It's just going to take some energy, some time, some thinking about those things and what it is that you want them to buy, what it is that you want to offer, what it is you want to sell them, how you're going to offer to them, all of that kind of stuff. But it is definitely possible. And I'm sure all of us, you know, would it be great if we could all, you know, sell a whole bunch of hard drives or raw footage or whatever and make, you know, 10K or whatever in 1 month? Yes. But wouldn't it be nice for you just to make an extra $500 too? Like, wouldn't that help? So doing all these little things can really add up and can really help you. And we hope that whether you do it in this holiday season, or you just, remember this for, hey, this is what I'm going to do in 2021 and in the future, whatever it's going to be, we hope that this information is helpful. John, it has been really, really great hanging out with you again today. For the first time in a while. What we want you to do, and John has mentioned it a few times, head over to howtofilmweddings.com/store. There you can pick up these free 5 email template. I think it's 5, right?
There are 5. Yes.
Yeah, 5 holiday emails to kind of prep your clients and let them know about sales, about different things that are going on. That's howtofilmweddings.com/store. Thank you all so much for listening, and until next time, we will see ya.
See ya.